Hey everybody, welcome back. I'm Dawn. Today I am doing part 2 of the video where I'm making this book club themed, book lovers club themed journal. That is what we are working on today. I have folded all my papers. This is still wet, but that's okay. There's plenty of time for it to dry, but I have reinforced my spine with some fabric and some tape. So now that's just chilling on the side. The end pages are white, so I will probably be adding a little something to them later, but not too much. But today I am assembling my signatures and seeing what I need to do to make my pocket pages, because typically I would sew up the edges of all these and I would add lace and stuff, but I am practicing to teach for a class, so I will not be able to do that. Okay, for my pocket pages, I don't like how they bump out. A lot of people do a lot of different things to stop that. I actually tend to just trim that whole corner off. Once it's in the journal, you cannot tell. It doesn't make a difference, and if it does, it's cute. So that just relieves the pressure of that like intense fold. So we throw those away. Okay. Every pocket page needs to have, I'm just going to use my tape runner. Tape runners are great. They do the job when they work. I love adding sewing details to my journals, so I typically go for sewing because I think it's really fun. I think it's really unique and it's really pretty, but today I'm practicing for my class. So we're just gonna get that on there with the nice pocket. Get that on there, nice pocket, and there we go. There's one of our pocket pages. Super cute and easy. And I'm gonna do these other two. So I'm working on, this is part 2 of the series, working on these book club journals. Well, this one book club journal, I guess. And I am practicing to teach my class. It's going to be, I believe, a 3-week class. So we'll have 3 weeks to make our journals. We get like 2 hours every week. And I think they're going to come together. It's going to be really fun. The class at the time that I'm filming this is not posted yet. It should be posted very soon. Once it is, I'll add the link in the description. It is local to me in Illinois. So if you know me from local markets and festivals, then you know where I live already-ish, because I only sell locally. So far, I will be branching out a little bit. And if you know me from online, then you probably can't take my class, but you can still go check out the link in my description to see where it's at the Adler Arts Center, and you can see where that is and see if that makes sense. Getting really excited about some teaching opportunities that I've been having lately. So this is a big one for me. I've done a workshop. I'm doing a workshop. I'm assuming that by the time this video comes out, it will already have happened, because it's a February 7th, which I'm filming this on Friday, and so for me it's tomorrow, but I'm filming a lot of videos today, so I think we're gonna slow release these a little bit, so yes. Anyway, by the time that this video comes out, I'll have taught 2 workshops. So here's the first page. I love this. This is what we're doing for our first page. Typically I will trying to think what I want to do. Signatures. I want to decide which of these is going in each signature. I want to make my 3 signatures. So, first signature, second signature, third signature. Put these over there on the precarious pile of things. Okay, then we have a less busy green books, and then this one goes here. Then we have, somehow we ended up with 2 of these. This is gonna go here, and then the question is, do I do pink or blue? I think I will do blue, this pink, this beige, and this here. So that's my signatures. Then this is simple because these are all the same. I have colored paper. It's just plain colored paper. I do have a lot of colors. I might end up not using all these because I think it came to 12 pages per signature. But for now, I am, wait, that's my center page, so I'm going to hold those. Now I'm just going to do this. So that's that. And then for the centers, I like to do something a little crazier. So we'll do this here, and this one says love. Put it in the middle because it's the only one that looks like that. Okay. For my signatures, the middle page is always my coloring book page. When I do coloring book pages, I put them in the middle. It's just how I roll. And then I would like to start off with this green. And I think maybe that's not the right choice. I think I might like to put this blue here. Because this is smaller, this one's smaller than 8.5 by 11. This is an 8.5 by 11, and this is a 9 by 11. So in here we'll have this pretty layered look. So that. Then we need something plain. Then we need something vintage. Then we need something, I'll do my pocket next. And then something plain, I'll put that at the top. Something vintage. I'm not really explaining how I'm doing these because it's just kind of the way my brain works. We're just going. We're just popping them in. Scrapbook paper. And then I'll do a plain paper. I'm going to put this one at the bottom because we put the last one at the top. And then I'm going to put this one also. I don't like that. I was going to do that, but I don't want to do that. I like the look directly under the words. And then I'm going to flip this over and line that up at the bottom so we have like a little thing. And then this is the first page of our signature. So I did end up using all 12. Fancy that. Okay, and I had to buy a bunch of these for the class, and it took me forever to find them, and then I went back to find them again, and they were all gone. So I don't even know how to explain these things, but they are massive paper clips. If you find them, buy them, because they're hard to find. So for this signature, I'm going to put a 1 at the top, a 1 at the bottom on the back, and a 1 at the back on the top. So I do my paper clips like this, and the reason I do my paper clips is like this is I put 1 on the front, I put 2 on the back, and I put 2 on the top. Is that the way I do it, or do I put 2 on the front? Yes, I put 2 on the front. I'm having a day, guys. And I have dinner in a crock pot, and I can smell it, and it's making me so hungry. So 2 on the front, 2 on the top. So I have 2 on the front, 2 on the top every time. I know I just said backwards, but I have 2 on the front, 2 on the top. That way I always am able to know my orientation. So when I put them together, so if I were to have to walk away right now, it would come back and I would know, I mean, this is directional, but it's not always directional. I would know 2 in the front, 2 in the top. So that's our first signature. We're going to try to mimic that with our second signature by doing the same order. And I like doing that because that's what I like doing. When I have 3 signatures, I like the 2 to mimic each other. And then the middle one kind of does its own thing. I don't know why. I just do like that. It's just, I can't explain it. You don't have to do it that way. Okay, then we need the green books. The only issue with this is that I don't have exactly the same papers. So in this case, the next page for me was, well, it was this, and then it was this one. But then after that, on this one, it was the pocket page, and that one was pink. So I'll have to switch up the order a little bit to make everything look good together. So next to the pocket, so on this one, it was, on the other one, it was blue, but on this one, it's going to be pink. Put it at the top, and the reason I put it at the top is because you're going to have all this bulk in the pocket, so I figure I'll just shift the bulk of this overlap to the top. There's no reason. There's not a lot of reason for what I do. I just tell myself there is. I think I'm going to line this up so it has the same amount of distance here. Okay, and then it's going to be this one. These are big pages, and every part of me wants to go add sewing details because I love sewing on my journals. But the whole point of this is to practice for my class. All right, and then, oops, and then the cover page. So there's that. I don't know, I guess if you have questions about how I put my signatures together, I can explain it. It's a little hard for me to explain, especially right now. My brain is like in 7 other places. And then I keep like having to question, am I even taking a video? Because that's where I'm at. Okay, so I have my first signature and I have my third signature. And so those are done. Now let's make our center signature. And I need, before I get too far into it, to grab a couple more of these guys. All right. This one's going to be different in that if we, in my opinion, do whatever makes you happy when you're making a journal. In my opinion, if you have 3 super busy things in a row, that when you open up to this, it's a little bit overwhelming. So I like to put something here. So you have this in between your signatures. And you have this on the other side. And I think that is always going to look a little bit smoother. It's going to be less overwhelming. Because I think when you have a really busy page, and this is a word, so we're going to make sure it's right side up. I just think it's funny because on camera, it's so obvious that that says love. But in person, it's like the background is so busy that the word does not pop. But for some reason on camera, the word pops really well. It took me like a long time. I'm not even gonna, a long time to figure out what the word said. All right, I'm gonna decide which pages I want to match with which colors. So I can use this color here. So we'll put love right in the middle. And then we'll go green. Now sometimes I'll put a pocket page in the middle. Sometimes I'll go crazy. I'll get crazy, and I'll put a pocket page in the center of my signature. And that's really fun. You can do anything. You can do anything you want to do. It's your journal. And I say, don't question if it's crazy. Just do what makes you happy. Love this pocket page with the lines. This has lines. I don't want to use this. Or I do. Is that too... Well, it doesn't matter because pink is next. Maybe we do use the lines. Maybe we do use the lines. I think that's fun. I think the One Direction line next to the other would have been... Well, they're still next to each other. You can still see them. I feel like I'm ending up doing the same order anyway because... I don't know. I think it's something in my brain. My brain is not working today, guys. Alright, I would like to have... There we go. A little teapot peeking up over the edge here. My brain is completely fried. And I'm just at a point where I'm like, don't forget to pick up your kid off the bus and from school. And you'll be fine. That's where I'm setting my bars. Like, don't forget about my children today. In case you're wondering where I'm at. So life's been pretty busy. Nothing like bad, just busy. It took a while to get my daughter into school because I don't know if you've ever tried to get a kid into preschool, but it's rough out there. It's rough out there. So that's what it's gonna look like. And that is beautiful. And I think that they're gonna be the right length, and I can always add some little page like ruffles onto the pages, because you can add tabs and ruffles with staples. You can add them with glue. You know, you can do what you want to do. So here I have hyperfixated one day on making tabs, and I do have these for sale in my Etsy shop because I went a little nuts. So I'm gonna pull some, because it's a reading journal, I'm gonna pull a few tabs out. Got a couple of those. I think I might want to go for like 6 tabs, but I want them to be all super fun. I like that one. That one's just kind of geometric. Problem is that I picked out all the good ones for the packages I made. It did say, I'm reading your mind, I'm guessing. And that's kind of funny. But I don't know what's on that side. Just some swirls. So I think I'm going to pull that one. I think I want to do 6 tabs total. And try to find some that are different. But I already put all the good ones in like part 23. That's kind of funny. I put all the good ones in the package to sell, because if I'm selling it, it's got to be good. And I got to stand by it. So I don't have a lot of great ones left. But I kind of just take my scraps. Like, there's a barcode. You know, do whatever you want. It's a junk journal. Do what makes you happy. There's some snowflakes. I want something a little different, but the problem is I kind of know what's in here, and I know I'm not going to find anything in colors that match. And I know I'm not going to find anything super exciting. And some of these ended up just being white because they're all punched from scraps. So I'll take my scraps, including coloring book pages. Anything that I have a scrap of, I will take and cut apart. That's from like a Hamilton. 200-pound something. The most stylish female. See, I don't pay attention when I punch these. There's an 8. This one's kind of fun. I like that it has the top that's blank. So there's 6 of those. We'll put those on later. All right. The next step is waiting for this to dry. I can't really bind these pages in until that is dry. So I have some pieces now. I've got my tabs. I've got the envelopes. I'll show you what I'm going to do with those. I can't show you now because these are all clipped up, but I do need something for the front of this. And it's got to be something awesome, because this journal is awesome and I love this journal. So first thing I'm going to do is check my scraps. I could take a piece of this. I could cut out some of those hearts. I could cut out some of those tickets. I don't think any of those tickets or those hearts are big enough to really, but that does have a teapot. So I could cut some scraps of these. I'm also thinking I might add something here on the yellow. But I need like a piece of something. And I have a whole drawer of scraps. But I don't know if any of those scraps are going to be what I want. Because that's how it works. I have 8 million scraps. And they're all the wrong color. I don't know. I have this green. I don't like that. It's like if you probably can't tell on camera, but it's like a light green that I dyed. Okay, we might skip the scrap idea. And we might go for... I want color. I don't want like something too calm. I have to find this. Here this is. Okay. And we had some pieces in here, right? That we could even just use one of these. Or one of these book club ones. Ooh. Okay, now I like the idea of just using this piece here. And then adding little bits to it. I like that. We also have To Be Read, but I don't feel like that is the right thing. And then I have these. I could use this. I could use this piece. I could use this piece. But I think I'm kind of hooked on this one. So what I'm going to do is, and I don't usually do this, because it doesn't have a straight line on it, so I'm just going to cut this out in the way that doesn't interrupt any of the other ones, so that I can still use them or someone can use them later. Make sure I've only got one page there. I don't want to cut anything. Thank you all for watching and coming along on this journey with me. I'm going to have hopefully a more consistent video schedule, and I keep, like in life, I keep saying that, and then stuff happens. Like, my daughter was supposed to go to a certain preschool, and we didn't end up getting in, which was a complete surprise to me, which I probably shouldn't have been so surprised, but my son got in with no problem. And they were like, oh, your daughter will get in. And then she didn't. So then I didn't have a backup plan because my son had just gotten into that same preschool super easy. I had no backup plan. So I was kind of stuck and I had to scramble. And that was very frustrating. But honestly, that was on me. So that looks awesome. And I think I'm now fully convinced I'm going to put something here. I could put a piece of paper, but I think I'll do a piece of ribbon or something. But right now I'm going to see like if I want a little piece of these books down in the corner. If I want to cut out a little heart, my favorite heart was the green one on the inside, but it doesn't really go as well with the outside. So the blue one I think looks really good. So I think I am going to just cut this out and use it as like a little, if it was a sticker, use it like it was a sticker. Except I have to fussy cut everything by myself, so that's not as fun as a sticker is. And I know you should use smaller scissors to fussy cut, but they don't. For those of you that don't know this about me, I have carpal tunnel, and they don't really make carpal tunnel friendly scissors in smaller sizes. So I do actually have fussy cutting scissors. Alright, so we have this, and we can put it anywhere we want. And then I think I want to cut out this block and this block of books. And maybe splice them together. And I think I can get this one to like the same height. And then just cut down the edge of whatever the whole book is. Like I don't want to get that half of a book. I want to get that full book there. Okay, so we could do like this and have these two pieced together like that. So cute. And we could put those here. And we could put this heart here. And then we could take this little piece that I have here, and we could snip, snip. Yes. Do that. Tassel that up. Whatever. You know what I mean. And then have that. So I could put this here. I don't really want to block any of the words. See, now I would take this to the sewing machine and I would sew all over the hell of this thing. But we can't do that. I don't think we need the rating. But I don't want to be... I don't know what's going to happen to this book. I don't know if I'm going to sell it. I don't know if I'm going to keep it. We could just layer in a way that we can't see the rating. See if that works. Okay. Like we can just collage that there and then have these two down here. I'm trying to be mindful of the fact that I want to put some lace here to not cover up. And I like this little flower. So what do we think of that? I think I'm going to look at it on the camera. I'm not sure. And I feel like it might need like a strip here. And maybe this one here. I like that. Okay. I'm going to commit to it. I've got my tacky glue. It's what I use. It's always going to be what I use. And no one's going to change my mind on that. It's affordable. It's a good glue. And it's a little bit thick, but you can always water down your glue if it's too thick. And I find it to be a very versatile glue, so that's what I use. I know there's some controversy about tacky glue in the junk journal world. I love it. It's my favorite glue. It's what I use. It's not controversy. Some people just don't like using it. And don't understand the people that like using it, or don't get worked up about glue like me. I just use what I use and I don't get worked up about it. I just do my thing. I'm gonna put a little bit of glue there and then try to kind of moosh it down. Alright, and then now this is all attached except for the little piece. I'm just gonna glue all along the edge here. And I think doing this is good right now because then this can dry while the cover dries and the spine dries, and then everything can be dry when I come back and I'm ready to do it again. Because I will not be working on this again for a couple of days. I'm not sure how I'm going to release these videos. It takes a while to upload them to YouTube and get them all set up, and we'll see. But this is part 2, and there will be at least a part 3. Probably just one part 3. We'll see. I don't know. I'm being a little unpredictable right now to myself, so I'm gonna just line that up in the top corner, partly because I know that I am going to add some extra. Wish I knew. There it is, my bone folder. Smoosh it this way. Moosh it this way. Got a little extra glue. Moosh it this way. Smoosh it this way. Clean up the glue. Okay, and then I wanted to put this one here. Yes, but I think I'm going to just do like a really simple rounded corner on that, just to make it a little cozier looking. There we go. That makes me happy. And then, I don't know, I'll use the teapot for something else. Or not. Who cares? Everything's gonna be... Now, do I want... Probably not. It's probably too much, so I'm not gonna ask. Okay. This... right there. Alright. There's that. There's my cover. I could go try to find some lace to put on here. I will. I'll go look, see what I have. Okay, I'm not really happy with anything that's like easily on hand, so I'm just gonna call this good for now. Maybe I'll leave it, maybe I'll add something. I don't know. I'm not being decisive right now, and I don't want to be decisive right now. This is my cover. It needs to dry. Here are my signatures. They need to wait for the cover to dry. And then here's some of the accessories that I have so far. And next time I come back, I will... Well, I don't know what I'll do next, but I have to bind the journal in, fold up all the pages nicely, get everything all settled, and then I have to add the decorations to the pages and kind of fluff out the journal a little bit. And it's a 3-week class. It takes a lot longer to teach than it does to just do it myself, because in theory with teaching I have to go and help every single person. So I've already done 2 half-hour videos, so I'm kind of thinking I'll probably try to wrap this up in just one more video and do the binding and then add some little accessories. Thank you for watching. Thank you for coming on this journey with me. Come back for part 3. See us finish up this journal. It's coming out super cute. I like the cover. I'm happy with it. And if you are in Illinois and you're interested in checking out my classes, check out my Linktree if the classes are posted on the website. I'm not in charge of posting them. The Art Center is. So if they're up, they'll be linked there. And if not, they're coming soon. Thank you all for watching. Have a wonderful day. Goodbye, everyone.